Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about ancient Babylon. So get cozy, relax, and let's slowly explore this ancient city together. Take a slow breath in and let it out. There is no rush right now, no notifications, no alarms, no place you need to be. Just imagine yourself slowly waking up somewhere very far from home, very far from now. You open your eyes and the first thing you notice is the light. Not bright, not sharp, just a soft orange glow spreading across the sky. The sun is rising over ancient Babylon. The air is warm already. Not the comfortable warmth of a blanket, but the kind that lets you know the day will be long. Somewhere nearby, a river moves slowly. This is the Euphrates. It does not rush. It has been flowing like this for thousands of years, long before you arrived, and it will keep flowing long after you are gone. Around you are tall mud brick walls. They are thick, heavy, and quiet. No glass, no steel, no smooth roads, just earth shaped by hands that worked very hard every single day. Welcome to Babylon. Babylon existed in what is now modern-day Iraq, right between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. If you lived here, you would be alive sometime between around 1800 BCE and 500 BCE, depending on the era. That is a very long time ago, so long ago that even the idea of electricity would sound like magic. And yet Babylon mattered a lot. This was not a small village with a few huts and goats. Babylon was one of the greatest cities on earth, a center of power, trade, law, religion, and knowledge. Kings ruled from here. Priests watched the stars here. Laws were carved into stone here. Entire empires rose and fell with Babylon at their heart. From the outside, Babylon was impressive. Massive walls, huge gates, temples that reached toward the sky, streets packed with people speaking different languages, traders carrying goods from lands you have never heard of, but comfort, that is a different story. This video exists for one simple reason. You would not last a day here, not because you are weak, not because you are lazy, but because Babylon was built for people who lived very different lives. There are no phones here, no watches, no Google Maps to tell you where the market is, no coffee shops on the corner, no air conditioning, not even a fan. If you want water, you carry it. If you want food, you work for it. If you get sick, well, you hope the gods are in a good mood. Today, we are not following a king. We are not following a hero. We are following you. Just a normal person waking up in Babylon trying to survive a normal day. The city is already waking up around you. You hear footsteps on packed dirt, voices calling out, animals making sounds that you are not fully sure how to identify. Somewhere nearby, a donkey is having a very emotional morning. As the sun climbs higher, the city begins to move. Babylon does not sleep in late. People wake early because the heat does not care about your comfort. Midday sun here is not a joke. You work early or you suffer later. Look around you again. The buildings are made of mud bricks. They look simple, but they are strong. They have to be. Rain is rare, but when it comes hard. These walls have been repaired again and again by generations of hands. The streets are narrow, dust sticks to your skin, sand gets everywhere. You already miss shoes that were made in a factory. Your feet feel every stone. You notice something else, the smell. It is not terrible, but it is not great either. There is smoke from cooking fires, animals nearby, the river, people, a lot of people. Babylon is crowded, loud, and very alive. Somewhere in the distance, you can see a temple rising above the rooftops, a ziggurat, a massive step tower reaching toward the sky. This is not just architecture. This is religion, power, and fear stacked into one shape. Babylonians believe the gods are always watching and judging. That feeling sits quietly in the background of daily life. When things go well, the gods are pleased. When things go wrong, you must have done something wrong. There is comfort in this belief, but also pressure, a lot of pressure. As you walk through the city, you realize something important. This place is advanced. They have laws, written laws, the famous Code of Hammurabi. Rules about work, family, crime, and punishment. Some of them make sense. Some of them are terrifying. Justice here is not gentle. It is very direct. They have math, astronomy, medicine, writing, trade networks that stretch across entire regions. For its time, Babylon is cutting edge. But none of that makes your morning easier. You are thirsty. Water is precious. You cannot just turn a handle and let it flow. Someone had to bring it here. Someone had to dig the canal. Someone had to maintain it. You think about breakfast. There is no menu, no choices. You eat what exists. Bread, dates, maybe some porridge. Coffee does not exist. The idea of caffeine is still thousands of years away. You feel that loss deeply. And still, the city keeps moving. People around you do not complain much. This is just life. They have grown up with it, the heat, the labor, the rules, the gods, the uncertainty. You are the strange one here, blinking too much, wondering where the bathroom is. This is why modern humans would struggle. We are used to comfort being normal. Babylon treats comfort like a luxury, something rare, something for kings, not for you. As the sun continues to rise, you understand one thing clearly. This day is not about adventure. It is about endurance. And this is only the beginning, so settle in. Let your thoughts slow down like the Euphrates at dawn. The city of Babylon is wide, heavy, and ancient. It does not rush for anyone, not even you. This is a bedtime story. A quiet walk into a world that never cared about being comfortable. And as the day in Babylon slowly begins, you may already feel tired. Morning does not begin gently in Babylon. There is no soft alarm sound, no slow vibration on a phone, no option to snooze for 5 more minutes and then 5 more after that. Morning begins because the sun decides it is time. Light slips into the room early, not through glass windows, but through doorways, cracks, and open spaces in the walls. The room slowly fills with a dull yellow glow, and your eyes open not because you are rested, but because sleep has simply given up. You try to move, and your body reminds you where you are. The floor is hard, very hard. You are not sleeping on a mattress, not even a thin one. Just a woven mat laid over packed earth or brick. It did its job in the most basic way possible. You did not sleep well. Your back feels stiff. Your neck feels wrong. Something in your shoulder makes a quiet complaint as you shift. There are no pillows, or if there were, they were nothing like what you are used to. Maybe a folded cloth, maybe a small bundle of straw. You miss pillows more than you thought you would. You miss blankets too. Nights can be cooler, but there is no soft comfort here, just enough to get by. You are not alone in the room. Babylonian homes are shared spaces. Families sleep together, sometimes extended families, sometimes workers, sometimes guests. Bodies are close, very close. You can hear breathing. You can hear movement. Someone nearby coughs. Someone else turns over, making the mat scrape softly against the floor. Privacy is not really a thing here. Personal space is a modern luxury. You sit up slowly, feeling the ache move through your body like a slow wave. This is not the kind of tired that coffee fixes. This is the kind that settles deep into muscles and stays there. Outside, the city is already awake. You hear footsteps, voices, the sound of animals being moved. The low hum of a city that never truly sleeps, only rests briefly. Somewhere, a cooking fire crackles. The smell of smoke drifts in, mixing with dust and something earthy and heavy. The air is warm, even now, early morning warmth that promises much worse later. There are insects, small ones, quiet ones, some not so quiet. They have been active all night and they are not done yet. You brush your arm and feel a tiny sting. Nothing serious, just another reminder that you are sharing this place with everything else that lives here. You stand up. The floor feels cool for a moment, then just rough. Your feet already miss smooth surfaces. Shoes exist, but they are basic. Sandals, leather straps, dust gets everywhere anyway. You step outside and the full morning of Babylon surrounds you. The sky is clear. No clouds, just open space and rising heat. The sun climbs quickly here. It does not take its time. Shadows stretch and then slowly pull back as the day grows brighter. People are already moving with purpose. Life here follows the sun. When it rises, work begins. When it sets, you rest. There are no clocks, no watches, no schedules written down in neat boxes. Time is measured by light, shadows, and habit. You realize something important. If you woke up tired today, that does not matter. The day does not care. Babylonians wear clothing that makes sense for the climate, but comfort is not the main goal. Linen garments, loose tunics, simple wraps. They protect from the sun, but they are not soft in the way modern fabrics are. No stretch, no cushion, no perfect fit. The fabric rubs slightly as you move, not painful, just always there. Always reminding you that you are wearing it. There is no fan to move the air, no breeze unless nature provides one. The air feels thick already and the day has barely begun. Sweat forms slowly, then stays. There is no easy way to wash it away whenever you want. You look around for a quiet corner. There is none. Babylon is loud in a constant low way. Not sharp noise, but layers of sound. Voices talking, tools hitting stone or wood, animals, feet on dirt. The city breathes around you and there is nowhere to escape it. In your modern life, mornings can be quiet. You can sit alone. You can scroll. You can think. Here, you are immediately part of everything, whether you want to be or not. You feel irritated already, a small, quiet irritation, the kind that builds slowly. Your body is tired, your sleep was shallow, your space was shared. The air is warm, you are dusty, hungry, thirsty, and the day has not even started yet. This is why a modern person would struggle. We are used to mornings that ease us into the day. Soft beds, controlled temperatures, silence if we want it. Babylon offers none of that. It expects you to stand up, accept the discomfort, and move forward. People around you do exactly that. They stretch. They adjust their clothes. They begin their tasks without complaint. This is normal to them. They grew up sleeping like this, working like this, living close to others, close to noise, close to heat. For you, it feels like starting the day already exhausted. You think about modern beds, thick mattresses, pillows stacked just right, blankets that are always the perfect weight. You think about fans, air conditioning, the simple joy of waking up cool and rested. Here, those ideas do not exist. You take a slow breath and let it out. This is only morning. The sun continues to rise. The city grows louder. Work waits for no one. And your body, already sore and slightly annoyed, realizes something uncomfortable. If this is how the day starts, you are not sure how it is supposed to end. And with that thought gently drifting through your tired mind, Babylon pulls you fully into the day. The day in Babylon does not wait for you to feel prepared. There is no long pause between waking up and working, no slow morning routine, no time set aside just to exist. The moment the sun climbs high enough to matter, the city expects movement, and it expects effort. You step out into the street, still feeling the stiffness in your body from sleeping on the floor. Your muscles are not warmed up. Your mind is not fully awake, but the work has already begun around you, and standing still feels strange, almost wrong. People are carrying things. Heavy things, baskets, clay jars, bundles of reeds, tools made of wood, stone, and bronze. Nothing is light unless it has to be. Nothing is designed to be easy. You notice quickly that Babylon runs on human energy, not machines, not engines, people. Work here starts early because it has to. The sun will turn the city into an oven by midday. Everyone knows this, so the morning hours are precious. You use them or you lose them. There is no breakfast first, at least not the kind you imagine. No big meal, no calm table, maybe a piece of bread, maybe some dates if you are lucky. Something quick, eaten while standing, while walking, while already thinking about what needs to be done. Hunger is normal, so is thirst. You watch people move with practiced rhythm. Farmers heading out toward fields, builders working on walls that always seem to need repair. Traders setting up stalls, laying out goods that traveled long distances to get here. Babylon is rich, but that richness comes from constant labor. Someone dug the canals. Someone molded every brick. Someone carried them, stacked them, repaired them again and again. You try to imagine what your job would be. Most people are not scribes or priests. Those roles are rare. Most people work with their hands, and their backs, and their legs. Farming, construction, craft work, carrying, cleaning, maintaining the city so it does not fall apart. Your hands already feel soft by Babylonian standards. Tools are simple, effective, but simple. No power tools, no machines to do the heavy lifting. If something needs to be moved, people move it. If something needs to be built, people build it slowly, carefully under the sun. You try lifting something nearby, a basket half full. It is heavier than it looks. Your arms notice immediately. Your back sends a quiet warning. This is not gym weight. This is uneven, awkward weight. The kind that does not care about proper form. People around you make it look easy. Not because it is easy, but because they have done it their whole lives. Their bodies are shaped by this work. Yours is shaped by chairs and screens. The ground under your feet is uneven. Dust rises with every step. It sticks to your skin, mixes with sweat, and stays there. There is no quick shower waiting later. This is your state for the day. As the sun climbs higher, the heat begins to press down. It is not sudden. It builds slowly, like a hand resting heavier and heavier on your shoulders. Shade is valuable. People move between shadows when they can. Walls, doorways, anything that gives a few seconds of relief. You learn quickly to notice where the sun is and where it is going. There is no complaining, at least not openly. Life here is hard, but it is known to be hard. Complaining does not change it. You work because not working means not eating. You realize something else. There is no choice to take a break when you feel overwhelmed. Breaks exist, but they are short, practical. You rest just enough to keep going. Sitting down too long means stiff muscles and lost time, so people lean, squat, pause briefly, then move again. Your stomach reminds you that you did not really eat. Your mouth feels dry. Water is not endless. You drink when you can, not whenever you want. This is where modern patience would fail. We are used to work that happens in controlled spaces. Offices, shops, rooms with air that moves when we want it to. Babylon does not control its environment, it adapts to it. The noise never fully stops. Tools strike surfaces. Voices call out instructions. Animals move through narrow streets. The city is always active, always demanding attention. You feel mentally tired now, not just physically. There is no quiet moment to reset, no headphones, No background music chosen just for you. The sounds of Babylon choose themselves. As the morning moves closer to midday, the heat becomes unavoidable. The sun sits higher, shadows shrink. Work continues anyway, but slower now. Movements become more careful. Energy is saved where possible. Your body feels heavy. Your back aches. Your feet ache. Your patience is thinning. And this is only the first half of the day. Babylonians know this feeling well. They are raised into it, taught early how to pace themselves, how to endure, how to keep going even when the body wants to stop. For you, this is new and exhausting. You think again about modern mornings, sitting down with food, drinking something hot or cold, starting work after waking fully, choosing when to begin. Here, the day begins whether you are ready or not. And as the sun climbs higher, pressing down harder, you understand one clear truth. If surviving Babylon depends on strength and endurance, the morning alone has already taken more from you than you expected. And the day is far from over. By the time food becomes an option, you are already tired. Not the dramatic kind of tired. Just a slow, heavy tired that sits in your arms and legs and makes every movement feel a little more expensive than before. The sun is high now, and the heat has settled into the city like it plans to stay. Eating in Babylon is not an event. It is a necessity. There is no lunch break as you know it. No fixed time where everyone stops together. Food happens when work allows it, not the other way around. People eat when they can, quickly and without much ceremony. You follow the smell. It is not a bad smell. Warm bread, cooked grain, dates, something earthy and simple. It pulls you toward a small area where people are gathered, standing or sitting low to the ground. There are no tables, no chairs, just bodies close together, sharing space, sharing food. Meals here are basic. Bread made from barley or wheat, thick, dense, and filling. It does not come sliced. It is torn by hand, sometimes dipped into something. Oil, maybe. A simple stew if you are lucky. Meat is rare for most people. It is expensive, saved for special moments. You sit down carefully, feeling the ground again through your bones. Your body would like a chair. It does not get one. The bread is warm but rough. It fills your stomach slowly. You chew more than you expect to. Your jaw works harder than it does at home. There is grit sometimes, tiny bits of stone from grinding grain. People are used to it. Your teeth are not. Water is passed around, a shared container. You drink carefully, not too much. You do not know when the next chance will come. Water is valuable, always. There is talking around you, but not much. Eating is practical. You do not linger. Food is fuel, not comfort. And yet you feel grateful. Hunger makes simple things feel important. That piece of bread matters. That sip of water matters. You understand quickly that wasting food here is unthinkable. There is no dessert. No sweet ending to the meal unless dates count, and they only sometimes do. Sugar, as you know it, does not exist. Pleasure is not built into meals. Survival is. The heat presses down harder now. Midday in Babylon is heavy. The sun sits above everything, and the city seems to slow slightly, like even it needs a moment to breathe. Work does not stop, but it shifts. People move more carefully. Shade becomes the most valuable thing around. You feel sweat move down your back. It does not cool you, it just stays. You think about modern lunches, sitting indoors, cold drinks, quiet rooms, maybe even a nap afterward. The idea feels almost funny now, like a story from another life. There is no nap culture here unless you are wealthy or powerful. Most people cannot afford to stop for long. The day is too demanding. After eating, you stand up again. Your legs protest. The ground feels harder now than it did before. Sitting did not rest you. It just reminded you how tired you are. work resumes. The afternoon stretches ahead, long and bright. The sun does not move quickly enough. Every task feels slower now. Your energy is lower, your patience thinner. This is the moment where modern people would struggle the most. The combination of heat, food that fills but does not energize, and constant physical effort begins to wear you down. Your mind feels foggy. Concentration slips. Small frustrations feel larger than they should. A sound that would not bother you at home feels irritating now. A bump in the street feels personal. Your body is asking for comfort that does not exist. Babylonians push through this because they must. They know the rhythm of the day: morning effort, midday endurance, evening relief. It is a pattern learned early. You are learning it the hard way. There is no escape from the environment, no room to cool down, no private place to sit quietly and reset. You are always in the city, always part of it. Even eating something that should bring relief feels like another task to complete before returning to work. Your stomach is full now, but your body is still tired, maybe more tired than before. Heavy food and heat are not a kind combination. As the afternoon moves on, you begin to count shadows again, noticing when they grow longer, waiting for signs that the sun is finally giving up some control. Babylon does not feel cruel, just demanding. It takes everything you have and expects you to do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. You swallow another dry bite of bread from earlier, already thinking about how much longer the day feels. Eating did not refresh you. It only reminded you that survival here is work from start to finish. And as the sun slowly begins its long journey downward, you realize something quietly unsettling. If food does not bring comfort and rest does not come easily, then the hardest part of the day might still be waiting. By the afternoon, the heat has done its work. Your body feels slower now. Movements take more thought. Even standing still feels tiring. The city of Babylon continues around you, steady and serious like it always has. This is when you start to notice something else: order. Babylon is not chaos. It may feel loud and crowded, but it runs on rules, very strict rules, and everyone knows them, or at least knows to fear them. Law is not abstract here. It is physical. You see it carved into stone. Somewhere in the city stands a tall slab of black stone, smooth in places, worn in others, covered in lines of carved writing. This is the law, the code of Hammurabi. It is not hidden in a book or debated in a courtroom. It is displayed openly like a warning. These laws decide how people lie, how they work, how they marry, how they trade, and how they are punished. Punishment is not gentle. You hear stories as you move through the city, quiet ones, not told loudly but passed from person to person. Stories of hands cut off for theft, of harsh penalties for breaking contracts, of strict consequences based on social status. Justice here is not equal. It depends on who you are. A noble and a laborer do not face the same outcome for the same mistake. The law reflects the structure of Babylonian society. Kings and priests at the top, slaves at the bottom, everyone else somewhere in between. This knowledge sits heavy in your mind. You realize that mistakes here are expensive, very expensive. There is no room for casual error, no gentle warning system, no second chance in many cases. You watch people move carefully. Transactions are done with witnesses. Words are chosen with care. Promises are serious things. Writing exists, but not everyone can read. Spoken agreements matter deeply. You think about modern life. about small mistakes, late payments, misunderstandings, apologies. Babylon does not have much space for those. Fear keeps the city running smoothly. Not panic, just a steady awareness. The kind that stays with you while you work, while you speak, while you walk the streets. You lower your voice without realizing it. Religion and law blend together here. The gods are believed to have given the laws. Breaking them is not just illegal. It is offensive, dangerous. The gods notice. This adds another layer of pressure. If something goes wrong, it is not just bad luck. Someone must be at fault. Someone must be punished. The idea that accidents just happen is not comforting here. You feel exposed. In modern life, you are anonymous in many ways, one face among millions. In Babylon, community is close. People notice each other. They remember. Your reputation matters. Privacy does not protect you. Behavior does. As the afternoon wears on, your mind feels tired in a new way. Constant awareness is exhausting. Watching what you say, watching where you step, watching who is around. You understand now why Babylon feels heavy. It is not just the heat or the work. It is the pressure of being seen. People follow rules not because they love them, but because they know what happens if they do not. Order is maintained by consequence, not comfort. You pass by a public area where a dispute is being settled. Voices are low but serious. An official listens. Witnesses speak. The outcome will be final. There is no long appeal process. The decision will stand. You do not stay long. Watching makes you uneasy. Your modern sense of fairness struggles here. Things feel harsh, unforgiving. And yet, this system keeps a massive city functioning without modern tools. Babylon survives because everyone understands the cost of disorder. As the sun begins to lower, the city's energy shifts again. Work slowly winds down. People begin heading home. Shoulders sag slightly. Faces relax just a bit. But the weight of the law never fully leaves. Even in the evening, rules matter. Curfews exist. Customs must be followed. Respect shown. The city never completely lets its guard down. You feel a quiet relief as the heat eases slightly. A breeze moves through the streets, carrying dust and distant sounds. It is not cool, but it is better. Still, your mind is tired. Living under constant rules, fear, and watchful eyes takes its toll. You miss the feeling of safety that comes from systems designed to protect comfort, not just order. Babylon does not ask if you feel safe. It asks if you are obedient. As night approaches, you realize something clearly. Surviving Babylon is not just about strength or CD. It is about knowing when to stay silent, when to obey, when not to stand out. And for a modern person used to freedom, mistakes, and forgiveness, that kind of life would feel heavy very quickly. The sun dips lower, shadows stretch again. The day begins to loosen its grip. But even as evening comes, Babylon's laws remain, carved in stone, watching quietly. And you carry their weight with you as the day slowly moves toward night. As the sun sinks lower, Babylon changes its mood. The sharp edge of the heat softens. Shadows grow longer and stretch across the streets like they are finally allowed to relax. People slow down, not because the day was easy, but because it is nearly over. This is when you begin to feel something else very clearly. The presence of the gods. In Babylon, religion is not something you do once a week. It is not a quiet belief you carry privately. It is everywhere, in buildings, in routines, in fear, in hope, in explanations for why things go right and especially for why things go wrong. You see small shrines tucked into corners of homes, symbols carved into walls, amulets worn around necks, prayers whispered without ceremony. The gods are part of daily life. the same way heat and dust are. Babylonians believe the world is controlled by powerful forces with human emotions. The gods can be pleased, they can be angry, they can be bored, and they can absolutely ruin your life if you are unlucky or careless. This belief is not dramatic here. It is practical. If the crops fail, a god is unhappy. If someone gets sick, a god is sending a message. If the river floods or dries, a god has decided something. You notice how often people mention the gods in casual speech. Small phrases, small acknowledgments, a habit formed from constant awareness. You start to feel watched, not by people this time, but by something larger and invisible, something that does not explain itself, something that does not need to be fair. Modern life teaches you to look for causes, science, systems, reasons you can understand. Babylon teaches you that sometimes the answer is simply the gods chose this. And that is the end of the conversation. As evening approaches, people begin rituals. Nothing dramatic, just small acts. A bit of food set aside, a quiet prayer, a respectful gesture toward a temple. These actions are not about comfort, they are about protection. You follow the sound of chanting drifting through the air. It is slow, repetitive, calm in a way that almost matches the pace of the day ending. Priests move carefully, wearing garments that mark them as something different from everyone else. Temples stand tall even in the fading light. Ziggurats rise above the city, their steps catching the last glow of the sun. They feel heavy with meaning. Places where humans and gods are supposed to meet. You do not feel invited. Religion here is powerful but not warm. It does not tell you that everything will be okay. It tells you to behave, to respect order, and to accept what comes. This adds another layer of exhaustion. All day you worked your body. All day you watched your words and actions. Now, even your thoughts feel like they need to stay in line. You think about how modern people use religion or belief as comfort, as hope, as personal meaning. Babylonian belief feels more like negotiation. You do the right things and maybe the gods leave you alone. Evenings bring small relief but not freedom. As people gather at home, shared spaces fill again. Families return. Workers settle. The city does not fully quiet, but it lowers its voice. You sit with others as night approaches. There is food again, simple and familiar. Bread, leftovers from earlier, maybe something warm. Eating feels slightly better now that the heat has faded. Still no chairs, still no privacy, bodies close, sounds constant. You look up at the sky. The stars begin to appear one by one. Babylonians know these stars well. They study them, track them, use them to read messages from the gods. Astronomy and astrology blend together here. The sky is not just beautiful, it is informative and sometimes threatening. You feel small under it. In modern life, stars are distant, decorative. In Babylon, they feel active, like part of the system that controls everything. You try to relax, but your mind keeps moving. Did you do everything right today? Did you offend anyone? Did you miss a ritual? Did you anger a god without knowing it? This constant self-checking is tiring in a quiet way. People around you seem calm, used to this. Faith gives them structure. Even fear, when familiar, becomes manageable. For you, it is still heavy. Night deepens, lamps are lit. Small flames flicker, casting long shadows on walls. Firelight dances across faces. The city feels ancient now in a way daylight hides. Stories are told quietly, not big stories, just shared moments, complaints about the heat, comments about the day, plans for tomorrow. Tomorrow already feels close. You realize there is no real escape from the rhythm here. Each day flows into the next. Work, heat, law, gods, rest, repeat. Babylon does not promise happiness, it promises survival. And survival requires obedience, endurance, and acceptance of forces you cannot control. As you prepare to rest, the presence of the gods does not fade. If anything, it feels stronger at night. In silence, in darkness, in uncertainty, you lie down again on the mat. The same hard floor, the same shared space. Your body sinks into tiredness more easily now. Exhaustion helps. Before sleep takes you, one last thought drifts through your mind. Living in Babylon means never truly being alone. Not from people, not from rules, and not from the gods. And that constant awareness, more than the heat or the hunger, might be what wears a modern person down the fastest. The lamps flicker, voices fade. The city settles just a little, and Babylon watches as you finally drift towards sleep. Night arrives in Babylon quietly, not with silence, but with a soft lowering of the city's voice. The heat finally loosens its grip just a little. The air moves again. Lamps flicker in doorways and along streets, small pools of light surrounded by deep shadow. You lie down on the mat once more. Your body is tired enough now that the hard floor almost feels acceptable. Almost. Muscles ache in a dull, steady way. The kind of ache that does not demand attention, but does not let you forget it either. Sleep should come easily, but Babylon does not fully rest. The first thing you notice is the sound. It never disappears, it just changes. Footsteps echo softly in the streets. Voices drift through open spaces. Animals shift and make noise in the dark. Somewhere, something scratches or moves in a way you would rather not think about too closely. There are no walls thick enough to block it all out. No doors designed for silence. Homes are open to air, to sound, to life passing by. You miss silence more than you expected. In modern life, night often means quiet, a pause, a separation between you and the world. Babylon offers no such boundary. You are always connected to what happens around you. You turn slightly on the mat, trying to find a position that does not remind you of the ground. Your shoulder protests. Your hip answers. You settle for the least uncomfortable option. Someone nearby snores softly. Someone else mutters in their sleep. A child shifts and kicks without meaning to. You wake briefly, then drift again. Privacy does not exist here, even in sleep. The air smells different at night. Cooler but still heavy. Smoke lingers from cooking fires. Dust settles but never fully disappears. Insects find new confidence in the dark. One buzzes too close to your ear. You wave it away slowly, hoping not to fully wake yourself. Your mind is tired but not calm. The day replays itself quietly. The work, the heat, the rules, the constant awareness of doing things correctly. Even now, your body stays alert in a way it does not need to at home. Babylonians are used to this. You are not. You think about safety. There is no lock the way you understand it. No reinforced door. The city relies on community, routine, and fear of consequence to keep order. Crime exists, but it is risky. Punishment is severe enough that most people think twice. Still, the idea of sleeping so exposed feels strange, vulnerable. You pull the thin covering closer, even though it does not do much. It is more habit than function, a gesture of comfort rather than real protection. Outside, a dog barks, then another. Then silence returns slowly. You notice the stars again through an open space above, bright, sharp, unfiltered by city lights. The sky feels close here, like it could press down on the rooftops if it wanted to. The stars do not feel decorative. They feel like part of the system watching you. Your eyes grow heavy. Just as sleep begins to pull you under, a sound shifts. A cart passing, a voice calling out. a sudden laugh. Your mind lifts itself again, alert without wanting to be. This happens more than once. Sleep in Babylon is light, shallow, practical. You rest enough to continue, not enough to feel restored. This is another quiet challenge modern people would struggle with. We expect sleep to fix things, to reset us. Babylonian sleep is more like maintenance, just enough to keep going. Your body slowly learns to accept this. Resistance fades as exhaustion wins. Muscles loosen slightly, thoughts slow. Dreams come, but they are thin and broken. Images mixed with the day's memories. Heat, stone, dust, voices. You wake briefly in the night, unsure why. The city breathes around you. Everything feels ancient and close. You do not check the time. There is no time to check. Eventually, sleep settles deeper, not because conditions improved, but because your body has no choice. This is how nights pass here, not peacefully, just quietly enough. And then before it feels fair, the light begins to change again. A faint glow touches the edges of the room. The sun preparing to return. The city preparing to wake. Your body feels heavy, still tired, still sore. Sleep did not heal much. It only paused the day. You understand something now very clearly. Surviving one day in Babylon is hard. Surviving many days would reshape you. Comfort would stop being something you expect. Rest would become something you negotiate. Silence would feel unfamiliar. As the first sounds of morning begin again, you feel a small resistance rise inside you. Not excitement, not dread, just the quiet knowledge that the cycle is starting over. And for a modern person used to nights that truly rest the body and mind, this kind of night would slowly wear you down. The sky lightens, the city stirs. Babylon does not care how tired you are. It never has. Morning returns faster than it should. Your body does not feel ready for another day, but Babylon does not ask. The light creeps in again, soft and quiet, and with it comes the same sounds, the same movement, the same expectations. You sit up slowly. Something feels off. Not dramatic, not sharp pain, just a dull heaviness behind your eyes, a tight feeling in your throat. Your stomach feels unsure about itself. You tell yourself it is nothing, just tiredness, just heat. Just another part of life here, but sickness in Babylon is not small. Here, being unwell is not an inconvenience. It is a serious problem. There is no calling in sick, no staying home to recover, no medicine cabinet with pills neatly labeled for every symptom. If you are sick, you are still expected to function, at least until you truly cannot. You stand and the room tilts slightly. People notice. They always do. Someone looks at you with concern but not surprise. Illness is common here. Cuts get infected. Water carries unseen problems. Insects bite. Food spoils quickly in the heat. Your body is constantly under stress. Eventually, something gives. You step outside and the sun already feels too bright. Your head throbs gently with each step. The noise of the city feels louder than it did yesterday. Every sound seems closer, sharper. This is where modern life has quietly spoiled you. At home, sickness means rest, care, soft spaces. Babylon offers none of that. Illness is another challenge to endure, not something to stop everything for. You try to work anyway. Your movements are slower now. Your strength slightly reduced. Tasks that were difficult yesterday feel heavier today. You sweat more easily. Your mouth feels dry no matter how much water you drink. People around you notice again. Someone mutters something about balance, about the gods, about something being out of order. In Babylon, sickness is rarely random. It has meaning. Maybe a god is unhappy. Maybe a ritual was missed. Maybe someone offended something unseen. Illness becomes a message, not just a condition. This adds another layer of stress. Not only do you feel bad, you worry about what it means, about what must be done to fix it, about what might happen if it gets worse. Medical knowledge exists here, but it is limited. Healers use herbs, poultices, and prayers. Some treatments help, some do nothing, some make things worse. You hear suggestions: drink this, rub that, say these words. Avoid certain foods, make an offering. You try not to look worried. Fear makes sickness heavier. As the day goes on, your body struggles to keep up. Heat feels more aggressive now. The sun seems closer. Shadows feel too far away. You rest briefly when you can, but rest does not heal you. It only delays the next task. This is the moment where modern endurance would break. In your world, sickness is a pause. In Babylon, it is a test. Can you continue? Can you endure? Can you survive without the safety net you are used to? You think about hospitals, doctors, clean beds, IVs, even simple things like pain relief. The absence of these feels loud now. Small symptoms feel dangerous here. A fever is not just uncomfortable, it is threatening. An infection is not just annoying, it can be fatal. The line between being unwell and being in real danger is thin. You begin to understand why life expectancy is low. It is not only war or violence, it is everyday vulnerability. The city does not slow down for sick people. Work continues. Life continues. You are expected to keep pace as long as you can. As afternoon approaches, your energy fades further. Your vision blurs slightly. Your patience disappears. Even your thoughts feel heavier. You sit down longer than you should. Someone notices. A look is exchanged. Concern mixed with calculation. Can you keep working, or are you becoming a problem? This is another truth of Babylon. If you cannot contribute, your value changes. Family helps when they can. Community supports when possible. But resources are limited. Survival comes first. You feel small now, exposed. Sickness strips away strength, pride, and independence very quickly here. Without modern care, the body must fight on its own. As evening comes, you are allowed to rest more. Not because you deserve it, but because you truly cannot continue. You lie down early, your body heavy and warm. The mat feels harder than usual. Every position feels wrong. Sleep does not come easily. Discomfort pulls you back to awareness again and again. You listen to the city around you, the same sounds, the same rhythm, life continuing without you for a moment. This is the most frightening part. Babylon does not stop when you are sick. You think about how quickly a small illness could become the end here. How much of survival depends on luck, timing, and the body's ability to endure without help. For a modern person, this reality would be terrifying. As night deepens, your thoughts slow. Exhaustion finally pulls you under, not into restful sleep, but into something heavy and uncertain. And in that drifting space, one clear idea remains. In ancient Babylon, getting sick is not just about feeling bad. It changes everything. The sun rises again, but today feels heavier than any other day. Your body protests every movement. Your muscles ache. Your head is still thick from yesterday's heat and today's work. Your stomach reminds you that yesterday's bread was barely enough, and you do not want to think about what comes next. This is Babylon, and it is relentless. You begin to understand the full truth of this city. Not just the heat, the dust, or the constant noise. Not just the hard floors, the lack of pillows, or the strange sleeping patterns. It is everything together: work, law, gods, illness, community, and the fact that nothing ever truly stops. A normal day here is long, too long by modern standards, and yet people manage. Babylonians rise every morning, even when tired. They work every day, even when sick. They follow laws, observe rituals, and endure the heat because life requires it. Comfort is rare. Ease is almost unknown. Survival is all that matters. You take a slow breath and try to imagine doing this for weeks, months, years. Your modern mind struggles. Modern bodies are soft, trained for convenience. Here the body learns endurance or it fails. The city around you is alive as always. Children play in the streets, dodging carts and animals. Traders shout their prices, voices carrying over the dust and chatter. Builders carry bricks and mortar. Priests move silently toward temples. Life does not wait for your exhaustion. Even simple things are challenging. Carrying water from the river, cooking a meal without modern tools, maintaining hygiene without running water, sleeping without blankets or pillows. Every small comfort you take for granted is a luxury here, and you are missing all of them. As the day continues, you feel the heat and the weight of Babylon pressing on your shoulders. Sweat mixes with dust. The sun climbs relentlessly. Your muscles ache. Your back protests. Your feet feel every rough stone. And yet you move forward because the city expects it, because survival demands it. You glance around at the people who are used to this life. They are not complaining. Their faces show determination, patience, and quiet understanding of the rhythm you are only beginning to grasp. This is life for them. You are the visitor, the modern human thrown into a world that does not bend to your habits or comforts. And here is the final truth. You would not last a day in Babylon, not because you are weak, not because you cannot work hard, not because you lack intelligence, but because Babylon asks for endurance in every sense of the word. Physical, mental, emotional. It asks for constant attention, respect for laws, awareness of the gods, and acceptance of the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. Even if you survive the first day, you would feel it in every bone of your body. Your modern expectations would clash with reality. Your habits of comfort, convenience, and privacy would be tested, perhaps broken, and the slow, relentless rhythm of the city would never let you forget it. By evening, you finally find a spot to rest. Not a bed, not a soft mattress, but a mat like yesterday and the day before. You lie down with your aching muscles, dusty skin, and slightly sore heart. The sounds of the city continue, soft now, gentle, but still present. Life does not stop, even for rest. You close your eyes and imagine tomorrow. Another day of work, heat, rules, and gods. Another day of meals that fill but do not delight. Another day where comfort is almost non-existent and survival is the only true goal. It feels exhausting. And yet, in a strange way, it is fascinating. Babylon is massive, powerful, and advanced. It thrives without the conveniences you cannot live without. Its people endure hardships that feel unimaginable today. They build, work, pray, and survive. And they do it every day. This is not a city for the weak, not a city for the spoiled. Not a city for someone who expects rest, comfort, or personal space. It is a city for endurance, for resilience, for acceptance of the world as it is. And so you drift towards sleep. Not peaceful sleep, not indulgent sleep, but sleep that lets you face another day. Sleep that teaches you a quiet lesson about life, survival, and human endurance. In Babylon, comfort is rare. Relief is fleeting. Survival is constant. And for a modern human, even one used to small challenges, a single day here would leave you weary in ways you have never known. So close your eyes now. Imagine the mud brick walls, the slow river, the heat of midday, the presence of the gods, the rules that cannot be ignored, and the work that never truly ends. Let the city's weight settle gently on your mind. just enough to drift, just enough to imagine. Because Babylon is a place that does not stop, a place that does not bend, a place that asks everything from those who enter. And tomorrow the city will rise again just as relentless as today. But for now, you rest. And you dream quietly, knowing you would not last a day in ancient Babylon. So that's it for today. Have a great sleep, dear. Good night, and see you in the next story.